Let's get into it, people. First of all, I must apologize. We're brothers. We do this kind of jokes. And I fell for it, people. I fell for it regarding conservative Anthony. And I must do the video again for you guys to so I can share it on Twitter. I'm Oscar Blue for Border Network News with my boy Conservative Anthony. You can follow Conservative Anthony at his page, and you can follow him and Border Network News. You can follow Oscar L. Blue at Twitter. You can follow me in YouTube. You can follow me at Facebook as Oscar L. Blue. And you can follow me at Border Network News for everybody. As I did a video a few moments ago, breaking news for everybody regarding the situation. Yeah, I know, April Fool's on me. Regarding the situation on this arrest, that this list was released in March, but it was taken down, and they did not tell us that this list was 100% accurate. So let us get into the list again, and let us be giving you guys the information about the arrest that they have been the government of the United States just did, and they have been doing, and for the people pending for interviews and the people that they got their visas canceled. So this is what it is. The United States government released a list of people that they have been arrested, and this in the United States. The list is this: arrested people from the Caravan instigators. In this list are instigators, are organizers, and they are from the media from the United States. So Miss Mary Golden, this is not regarding April Fools. Say hi to you, Miss Mary. About to repeat the information so we can leave that part away. And please, let us continue with this. All right. So, SharePoint database branding from the San Diego sector of Foreign Operations Branch. People arrested from instigators and organizers from the Caravan. Neri Martinez Moreno, an organizer from Honduras, arrested. Josael Alvarenga Romero, instigator from El Salvador. Larry Salinas Pineda, instigator from Honduras. Lodin Aurelio Reyes, instigator from Guatemala. Enrique Rodriguez Hinojosa, instigator from the United States. Jonathan Gonzalez Salazar, instigator from the United States. Richard Morillo Canales, instigator from the United States. Carlos Gonzalez Valencia, organizer from Honduras. And last but not least, Alfonso Guerrero Ulloa, organizer from Honduras. This last one is the terrorist that it was put from exile from his own country, and he asked political asylum for Mexico. He was here living in our country, that is Mexico. He was living in our country, and he asked for political asylum in our country. This last man, he was accused of terrorism in his own country of Honduras, and he organized a few months ago a caravan going through the American consulate, demanding to the United States to give them $50,000 for each immigrant. And if the government of the United States was not giving them $50,000, he was asking for open borders, demanding to the President of the United States, Donald Trump, for open borders for every migrant from El Salvador, from Guatemala and Honduras. This saying that is the United States' responsibility for their social economy and their violence and their delinquency. Alfonso Ulloa gave 72 hours for to the United States to give them a solution for $50,000 of each immigrant if he didn't comply with open borders. That is basically extortion to the United States in negotiating with the terrorists. The United States is pretty much prohibitive of doing those kind of negotiations with this kind of people. So this guy was out there free, and apparently he has been posting in the past weeks that the cartel from the Mexico wanted his head. So it looks kind of orchestrated. It looks kind of that he orchestrated that situation, or probably is a reality. The cartel really wants him, or probably is orchestrated. Why I say that we have this option that it probably is orchestrated. The option that is probably orchestrated is because he cannot be returned to Honduras because the country of Honduras doesn't want them, and he cannot be. And now why he orchestrated this is because if he goes and he asks for the political asylum in the United States, they're going to ask you to deport you again to Mexico. But now, because the cartel wants his head, there's no way that he can ask for political asylum in Mexico. So that way, he wants the political asylum in the United States. I told you guys to watch it with this guy. Watch it. He is really smart. He was making all these things up, so grab attention, so one day he can pull out this one out of his pocket, this card, and they can start saying to everybody, you know, Mexico doesn't want me to because they want to kill me now. So I want the political asylum in the United States. So now he has the options of getting the political asylum. The good thing is that he's arrested by the United States. He gave himself in. That's apparently the story, that he gave himself in to the United States. The United States has an arrest for him for extortion to the U.S. government. Now he's in possession of the United States government. It's the responsibility now of the United States if they are going to give them the political asylum or not. And remember, California is ruled by Democrat Party, so they're basically not giving everybody the political asylum. But cases like this, you know, it's a little option that, you know, we can have a big problem right there. So those are the people that they are being arrested. Now, the people that they have their visa entry canceled. Look at this. People that they already have their visa entry canceled. This is the government of the United States that they cancel their visa entry. Kaji Duza Spellman. He's an associate from the United States. Maria Garibo Garcia. She's an organizer from Mexico. Rodrigo Abeja Pineda, an organizer from Mexico. And last but not least, Milton Omar Avila Benitez. He's an organizer from Honduras. Who's Milton Omar Avila Benitez? He's the head chief of the page El Perro Amarillo. The page El Perro Amarillo is a page for the Caravan movement. This is a guy that motivates the Caravan. He's not responsible for instigations or else, but he's a guy that he's been motivating the Caravan, and he's been motivating everybody to move up to the north and crossing illegally to the United States. So this guy, they just took his visa away. Milton Omar Avila Benitez. So we go to the next list. The next list is people that they have an interview pending for the government of the United States. What's an interview? You guys are saying, like, an interview. What's an interview? An interview is that they want to have a meeting with these people, so they have a questionnaire for them in case that they're going to be arrested, or in case that they have really reliable information for the United States government. Interviews. Jeff Valenzuela, unknown, from the United States. Ronaldo Hackman Dixon from Mexico. Juan Barrientos Posada from media from the U.S. Elena Beth Elderman, instigator from the United States. And David Abud Esturbahum, organizer from the United States. And last but not least, Alexander Villagran Bachman, a journalist from Mexico. This one has been of great help for information for everybody and in Mexico and in the United States. He's a good journalist. I don't know why they have him right there on that list. It should be a question of me to ask, and it should be something that is clearly they want to talk to him about information that he can cooperate probably, but he's on that list of people that they have an interview pending with the United States government. Now, David Abud Esturbahum, organizer for the United States, I just posted on the page of Border Network News, on the page of Oscar Blue, on the page of Abusados, and also I posted on Twitter this information of David Abud Esturbahum, an organizer from the United States. He was here in Tijuana. He was here on the movement, on the caravan movement on the 5th of May, on the shelter of the Benito Juarez. He was here with the caravan movement. Now, all of this right here, it leads us to one more thing. It leads us to, the United States is doing their part. They are arresting, and they already have notion of which people are the motivators and instigators and agitators for the United States. The United States government, they already have a list, and they already have them located. Now, it's up to us, the government of Mexico, so we can push them and they can do their job and stop this caravan on the south door of Guatemala. This invasion that is affecting our economy in Mexico, that it's affecting Chiapas. They are raping our women, they're killing our federal officers, and they are taking advantage of every situation in our government. It's a movement that they have been shoplifting, they have been kidnapping, they have been accused of trafficking children, trafficking drugs, trafficking guns, trafficking organs, and trafficking everything that it can be trafficked. So this movement has to be stopped. This movement has to be stopped. The United States government is doing their job. They're putting an example of arresting these individuals that they are working in Mexico. Now it's the obligation of Mexico to be doing its part. So that information said, people, this is pretty important information for everybody. Viral information for everybody. And we'll be posting pictures of the lawyer of the Al Otro Lado that she came over here to do a conference regarding individuals and regarding the caravan and regarding the statement of Americans, treating bad the immigrants of the caravan. This is what Nicole Ramos, the lawyer from Al Otro Lado, she made this statement regarding all these situations. Now, people, that will be it for me for today, for this broadcast. Whatever question you guys want to ask me, we need to go to somewhere else to do a special bulletin at the border. We need to investigate something that is going on over there, and if something is relevant, that I will be live with you guys. So whatever questions you guys want to ask me, I have 2 minutes of your time, so go ahead. Whatever questions you want to ask me. What about the ones busing them in? I don't know about that. They're still going in. Why not post photos as a post instead of risking the heading? I don't understand what you're saying. No, Kathy, not yet. Where can we get the list you just read? Go on my page, Oscar Blue. Go on Border Network News. The list is right there. Do you have a Patreon account? No, I don't. Whoever wants to donate, gladly, send me a private message, and I will gladly answer you. Please, thank you so much. Will those actresses and actors be arrested? I can't say nothing like that. Have they closed the borders down yet? No, they haven't. Do you think Alfonso Guerrero Ochoa will get political asylum? That is a question that is pretty hard to answer. Why? Because he created probably this novel about, the cartel over here wanting his head. We don't know if it's accurate information, or we don't know if it's orchestrated by him so he can get the political asylum. Why? Because in Honduras they don't want him, and now he's creating this so Mexico doesn't want him too. And the only option that he has is the United States or They can shoot them to Canada. How are they arresting them if they're in Mexico, and Mexico is helping the caravans? It's not Mexico. Mexico is not helping the caravan. The government, the federal government, is the one that is helping the caravan. It's not Mexico. It's not the country. We, as citizens, the majority of the citizens, we are not helping the country. If the federal government is the one that is getting arrested, if they're arresting them, they should have put them over here in prison. But what these people did was cross to the border, and immediately they have an arrest at the border. This character, Alfonso Ulloa, probably gave himself for the political asylum, and immediately when they saw his face and they saw his name, they put him on the side because he's under investigation. Tina, will gladly answer your questions via inbox. Please. Don't be shy. Questions, people. Do you think your president should be stopping the caravans, and what do you think about him telling Trump that it's not up to him to stop the caravans? That is ridiculous. It's his responsibility. He's the one that we as citizens of Tijuana and citizens of Mexico, we are pushing him to get us out of the pact. He has the responsibility of signing out of the pact, of the International Pact of Immigration. Is a ridiculous statement. If he said that, that is ridiculous. He is the responsible one, and he has the authority of putting the Marines or putting somebody over there to protect our country, to protect the sovereignty of Chiapas, and to protect the sovereignty of our country. He's the one that he needs to be accountable for this responsibility and for this invasion. Now, he's the one that he has to have the decision of taking us out of this international pact and all these movement of immigrants that is coming out, that is coming all the way up to the north, and is damaging your sovereignty. So yes, if that was a statement, wow. I cannot defend the undefendable. I cannot, defend myself. That's what I mean about Mexico helping the caravans. It's not Mexico, it's the federal government of Mexico. It's exactly, if I put the example about, why is America not, stopping all these Americans that they're coming over here to instigate and to motivate and to give legal advice. It's not America. It's not the Americans. It's a particular party that is the Democrat Party. Thank you, Brandy. Okay, Patrice, I just gave a statement what I feel about. He just gave a speech in the morning saying that there's no crisis in our borders. Where have you heard that? What? But our president isn't helping them. Is this a competition, Sue? Of your president is right and mine is wrong and America's right and Mexico's wrong and Is this a competition? Because it's not pointing fingers. I already know that my president is the one that is guilty. I already know that the government of Mexico is the one that is guilty. But I know that this is a socialist movement. If you're not open to get criticized, and if you're not open to signalize the whole left movement, that this is a left movement. It's not only Mexico. It's the Democrat Party. It's the left. It's the movements from organizations and instigators from BAM, Rapid Response, Antifa, and lawyers that they're coming illegally to the United States. It's a whole movement. It's not only my president. It's a whole movement from Central America. Remember Obama. Obama was in this too. Let's open our eyes, people. Let's not look only towards just one person. Let's look a little bit further towards what the explanation is. If this was only my president's movement and only my country, the Democrat Party wouldn't be involved. The left wouldn't be involved. These organizations from America coming over here, they wouldn't be involved. They wouldn't be spending millions and millions of dollars of this movement. This is a left movement. It's a socialist movement. Welcome to the New World Order, people. It's not only one country. It's a lot of country. It's a lot of countries. It's countries in Europe, countries in South America, countries up top of where you live, that is in Canada. It's the whole world. Welcome to the New World Order. That's what they're trying to do. Is your president trying to get out of the pact? He's not. I'm not happy about it, but he's not. That's what we're trying to do. We're trying to get us out of the pact. That's why citizens like me and citizens that are across our city and across our country, citizens that we don't like this socialist status, citizens that we don't like this invasion, citizens that we don't like our neighbor's sovereignty to be damaged because we love our neighbor, citizens like us, we are against a socialist movement. But why are they coming to America? You're the bait. You are the bait. We are the fork. President Trump has said that Mexico president needs to stop them. Yes, I agree. Diseases, yes, they're bringing a lot. Why isn't he getting out of the pact? He's a socialist president. He's open borders. He wants like the left, like the Democrats, no borders, no walls. He wants everything. He wants exactly like that, equal rights for everybody. A few more questions, people. Baja California, Mexico has no border security. Believe me, they don't. A lot of pedophiles from the United States are coming over here. A lot of Americans that have warrant for their arrests are coming over here and they're living. More than 1 million Americans, undocumented Americans, are living over here in my city of Tijuana, Baja California. And not only that, in Rosarito and Ensenada, we don't have no border security coming from the north, and we don't have no border security going into your country. We're damaging your country, and your country is also damaging my city. More rights for immigrants than Mexicans. That is absolutely right. That is one of the things that gets me real mad. That is one of the things that I am fighting for. Why? Because we have a lot of deported Mexicans that they don't have not even 1 peso to buy their ID, to buy their birth certificate. That is a right over here to give them. If you're telling me to listen to Nancy Pelosi and to Chuck Schumer, I'm not listening to those people. They're socialists. Do you see this slowing the caravan progression? It's slowing a little bit. Americans cannot own property there, right? They own properties illegally. They own them. But they cannot. They use other names. I'm not accusing you. It's just facts. It's just facts. There's no feelings here. Don't hurt your feelings. Do you think that by Trump stopping aid to this country's caravans, well, it is a step. It is a step, and it is something that is a statement that if you continue, it will get worse. And it's a great statement from the President of the United States. It's a great statement. Stop. Stop the aid. Stop helping. Pelosi is a traitor. Great traitor. Thank you, Blanche. Thank you, Karen. Thank you, Born Latin. What's the solution to get us out of the International Pact of Immigration? Number one in Mexico, to get us out of the International Pact of Immigration. 2, if the borders need to be shut down for us to be listening and for us to be doing something about it, there's no other option. Let's just give it an example for one day. There's going to be billions and billions lose, but there's only one option. For them to listen and for them to understand. For them to understand that we're doing wrong. That we need to put our Marines and our National Guard on the south border of Guatemala to protect our sovereignty in Mexico and to stop this socialist movement that is coming to our country. Thank you, Anna. Russian military in Mexico. I don't want to get into that until I got the facts. Real facts, pictures, documents. Thank you, Brenda. Thank you, Gloria. What else? A little bit more. 1 more minute. Thank you, Millie. Thank you, Jesse Jones. Thank you, Teresa. Thank you, Janet. Blue, are there still immigrants in the shelters in Tijuana? A lot of them. They're waiting for their political asylum number. That's why they're stacking up this left movement. They're stacking up their courts, the court dates on all the ICE detention centers is full of them. It's full of immigrants. So they're stacking so much that their court dates are real behind. And so the people that really deserve the political asylum, they have a number that is, if you consider how many numbers they get every week. They get only 2 numbers for 100 or 200 people. That is ridiculous. And it's because they're stacking up the courts. Do you think that Trump shuts down the border and might away your president to get it out of the pact? It will be a big step. Not only Mexicans are going to be hurt, Sharon, Americans too, if they shut the border down. The ones that they have businesses on the other side of the border. It's just honestly. What about the ones that go into Canada? I'm thinking about that. It can backfire on you guys because you guys don't have a wall in Canada, in North Dakota, and all those parts. So if I'm motivating them to go to Canada, they can go in illegally to Canada. Okay, Tina. Are any of the caravan going to Canada? Very little of them. The problem is that we don't have people in Mexico that they can start giving them information about going to Canada. That is the problem. Okay, you guys, it was nice talking to you. It's over here. It's 1:30 in the afternoon for people that are in the East Coast. It's apparently 3 hours more, practically 4 o'clock in the afternoon over there, 4:30. So, you know, have a great day. Have a great afternoon. I will go to work. This was information from Border Network News from yours truly, Oscar Blue. Follow my partner, Conservative Anthony, at his page. Follow him at Twitter. Follow him at Instagram. Follow him everywhere. Anthony Agüero. Follow him at Border Network News. Follow myself, Oscar Blue, at Border Network News. It was great talking to you guys. Peace and love. And always, people, your country first.